"Come over here," David said, and Vell crawled from the chair towards the couch on his hands and knees. David forced his mouth to close. Vell crawling on his floor was not entirely an unattractive sight. David mentally slapped himself. He reminded himself that although he may on occasion enjoy such games, this was not a consensual situation. Vell was only crawling to avoid the collar's punishments. David had all the power and Vell had none. He had to be very, very careful about what he said and did, because Vell may seem willing, but he wasn't. Maybe, given the choice of rape or torture, he would pick the least painful option, but that didn't mean he was consenting. David shook his head, trying to snap himself away from such thoughts. Vell's nightly visits to his bedroom had planted a seed that he did not want to let grow. "That's for you," David said, pointing to the food, hoping that Vell had not noticed anything untoward in his gaze. Vell knelt before the plate, his eyes fixed on it, but he didn't move or pick it up. David tried again. "That's your food. You're allowed to eat it." Still, nothing. "Eat," David ordered, his frustration growing again. Vell flinched, but stretched out one hand and reached for the plate. His fingers brushed the toast when the color started to glow again, and Vell snatched his hand back. The glow didn't fade this time. It grew stronger. Vell wrapped his arms around himself and hunched over, a barely audible whine coming from his lips. He rocked back and forth, and David snapped, "Don't eat!" If the collar was stopping Vell from eating, ordering him to eat was just going to get him punished no matter what he did. "Sorry," David muttered, racking his brain for what to do. How had Vell eaten before, if he would not eat now? "Lively?" David said, turning to a large flat screen on the wall of the living room. "Show me the last time Vell ate something." The screen flickered into life, but no footage displayed. Lively had full surveillance on every area of the penthouse. David didn't understand why there was nothing to see. "What's going on, Liv?" he asked. "There is no footage of Mr. Vell eating in the penthouse, sir," Lively's calm voice replied. David sat up, horrified. Vell had been here for 5 days. He had not eaten at all in that time? David searched his memory. He had seen Vell drinking water, had seen him in the kitchen, but always cleaning or putting dishes away, not eating. Shame washed through him as he realized Vell had not eaten in the entire time he had been with him. Otharnians were tougher than humans for sure. Stronger, faster, longer lived, but they still needed to eat. 5 days without food was bad. It was very bad. David was a terrible choice to be responsible for another person. He could barely take care of himself. That was why he invented Lively, to take care of him. David rubbed his face with both hands, yet again cursing Lon for leaving him in this situation. He must have assumed that David knew what thralls were, and that he knew how the collar worked, or surely he would not have left his brother with him. Or maybe not, David acknowledged. Lon had come to Earth in mid-battle, to find a safe haven for his brother. Perhaps he didn't even know the kind of control the collar had over him. David didn't blame him for what he had done, despite his frustration with the situation. Lon had found Vell enslaved, being abused, beaten, and most likely raped. He probably didn't think twice before stealing him away. Despite Vell's crimes, and they were many, he was still Lon's brother. They had grown up together, and that bond didn't vanish overnight. David had to figure this out, or Vell was going to starve right in front of him, and then he would have to answer to Lon.